Hey guys, and welcome back to another Touchline Video League Talk edition. Before we get started, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, and if you haven't watched our grand final vlog, the Panthers and the Melbourne Storm, go ahead and check that right now. It was a good vlog. It was a tough game. Maybe not as exciting as last year's grand final vlog with Nathan Cleary's last-minute try, but again, it's worth the watch. Make sure you go check it out. And yeah, today we're going to be reviewing the grand final match that happened 2 days ago. Melbourne and Panthers. Boys, how did you see that game? Did you think Panthers deserved it? Did Melbourne deserve it? How did you see it?
To start off, I tipped Melbourne to win. And
Melbourne to win?
Yeah, clearly didn't get it right.
Panthers to win.
It was so unbelievable that they did end up getting the win. Like we thought, they got 3 in a row, let alone 4 in a row. Like, what the hell? Like, that wasn't even a possibility in my head. Even though after they got those 3 in a row, it's like you wouldn't think they'd get the 4, and then, bro, they proved all the doubters wrong, and then they end up getting 4 in a row now. Yeah, 4 grand final wins in a row. That's fucking crazy.
I think after that the Panthers Melbourne game, the 2020, if they were to say they'll take 1 premiership, they'd be happy. But to take 4 premiership rings in 4 consecutive years is just an amazing thing. But the good thing is that you've got your first try scorer, right? Harry Grant.
Yeah. And I said it.
It was jumping up as if he got his
I went nuts about it. Just I don't know why I went crazy for it. But anyways, like the grand final, look, it was a good game. Don't get me wrong. 25 minutes into the game. Melbourne, their defense was so strong, especially like on the 10-meter line.
Both teams
actually, yeah. Melbourne. But Storm, especially, like they could not let Penrith putting a try on that 10-meter line, like on the try line actually. But then, as soon as when Harry Grant put that try, I thought maybe Melbourne will get a bit of that momentum and put another 2 tries to wrap up before halftime. But it didn't happen, unfortunate. Penrith did put a try. And then that's 2 tries, and then that's when everything started to change. And then Penrith played so good in the second half; they controlled everything.
Panthers' attack in the first half was a bit.
They're unstoppable, you know.
Their attack in the first half wasn't the best until they scored that first try.
Yeah.
A bit like messy everywhere. Cleary didn't know what to do a lot.
Yeah.
It looked like that injury was affecting him. Luai did take the reins, I feel, a bit more this game. But once they scored those 2 tries, that try at the end of the first half was so important for them.
Yeah.
That carried on into the second half, and then they just dominated.
Yeah, it just shows how far Panthers have really come. From 2020 losing to Melbourne, and what a way to make history than beating the team you lost to in the grand final.
It's a full circle moment.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
Like if they don't win another premiership after this, it's fine. Yeah. It's like they really went full from losing to Melbourne in 2020, 2021. It was Rabbitohs and then Para and then Broncos and they went back to Melbourne. So now you can almost say the book is closed.
Yeah,
exactly. I think we're like halfway through their dynasty.
I feel, to be honest, no matter how bad Panthers will be. Yeah. I'm not saying they are, but no matter how bad they're going to be in the next few years, or if they're going to take a massive dip, it doesn't really matter. I know you want to be always successful, but they've got the 4-peat, man. They've made history.
But they knew what they were doing, Penrith, in that game, man. Like they didn't play structured against Melbourne. They really didn't. No. You look at 2 of the tries. I think one of was a Taruva try when Alamotti spun in the tackle and passed off to.
Oh, that was
Taruva.
No, it was an Alamotti try.
Alamotti try.
No, that wasn't that Taruva's?
Nothing.
That was Taruva's.
There's one where Liam Martin catch the bomb. Then he switched around, passed it to Mitch Kenny.
No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about where Alamotti turned around in the tackle.
Oh, and then maybe offloaded. It was that one, yeah.
I think it was to Luai, and then they ended up scoring in the corner. So they didn't play structured, even to the try you were talking about, and the Alamotti try. So they went, Luai threw it back, like they were going one side.
Yeah.
Melbourne was setting up for that try on the, I think it was the left edge, and then they ended up going right. So like that's how they won the grand final. Yeah. And I think Joey John said it previous weeks, how to beat Melbourne. It's just, you can't play structured footy.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning it.
And you mentioned Alamotti, he was incredible. I think he was probably the 3rd best player on that pitch. You got Liam Martin, then Isaiah, then I think he was up there. He was just phenomenal. Defensively, he was incredible. He had a few moments where Melbourne had a few, just went past the defenders a bit, and he was there to tackle them. Yeah, he's just really improved. And of course, anyone that joins Penrith, they're going to be an incredible player. They're going to be transformed into a very organised player. You look at his time at Bulldogs where he had moments you could see, but defensively he wasn't there. And, of course, Crichton coming to the club and Bronson Cherry. Yeah. Again, Alamotti's not going to start ahead of those 2. So it was the right move. I thought Bulldogs made the right choice to let him go to Panthers. Great opportunity. And, he's won his first premiership.
But how about Melbourne? Where was Jerome Hughes? Gone missing.
And Munster was terrible.
Yeah. Look, I wasn't happy about Munster. I'm going to be straight honest. I think Munster hogged the ball too much.
Yeah.
Especially in second half. I thought their structure, like they're always like spreading the ball back, right and left. I didn't see that. Every time when Cameron Munster gets that ball, He hogs it away, and then he does like a cut pass or a short pass. But man, you and Jerome Hughes are the ones that are responsible. You have to structure from third to fifth tackle. You know, when you're passing it left to right, like back in 2014, like how Bulldogs, how they always spread out the ball.
Yeah.
You know how they're always spreading out so they can get the chance. I didn't see that. That's why Munster was very
what was more disappointing was Jerome Hughes, Dally M medal winner. You know, didn't turn up in the grand final. Just you see this a lot in the grand final where the Dally M winners never turn up.
And
then Jerome Hughes, was it the pressure of the moment or was it? I don't
Maybe
know.
he's nervous.
He's been in the grand final before, so like I don't know
That's the next
what it
question
was.
about the downside of Melbourne in the grand final. I think Melbourne were a bit too scared. I just didn't see the style they've been playing all year. They've been the most consistent.
It was just the
best
Panthers'
team.
defense spot.
Panthers' defense was incredible, but I just feel there was just fear within him. I can see Hughes wasn't the player we've seen all year. Pappenhausen, he had few glimpses during the game. I just feel as a team, they weren't prepared as much as Panthers. I feel Panthers wanted it more.
Yeah.
They were more hungry in the second half especially, and just Melbourne just was sitting back and just let Panthers keep on attacking them.
I think, you know what? I think the missing puzzle was Nilsson Asofa Solomon.
Yeah,
After that
miss,
suspension, that was clearly it wasn't a mistake. Like, it just happened. That's a big hit, all right? But what would you send him off just for that?
I mean, you could say it was a big missing.
But
piece
I think it's
to
the biggest loss for a forward player.
Yeah, I mean, but they did gain a lot of meters.
Yeah, they did.
But so like obviously he would have made an effect on the game, but I don't feel like it would have made a big enough effect.
Yeah, I know. But look, the point is, I think the way how Hughes and Munster, I think that was a big letdown for themselves.
Yeah, look, I think with Melbourne, Panthers, they're used to the grand final. Like, they've been there for 5 years in a row, and I think that's what got them over the line. Melbourne have been, and don't forget that Melbourne team is very young, just like the Panthers were back in 2020.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, Melbourne have been good the whole year, but this game came back to who had the more experience, and Panthers had the experience. And you can see Melbourne's performance. Every single game I've watched them this year, they've made loads of line breaks. And this game, again, Bill mentioned about the defense. Panthers, their defense won the comp. Yeah. And because of their defense, they couldn't make any line breaks. And that's been so crucial to the way Melbourne played this year. Their line breaks, their attack, the meters they make is what has helped them get the minor premiers. And I think that's what they lacked this year, especially mostly in the grand final. Yeah. And like Samuel said, it's just Panthers have been in the grand final for the last 5 years, and they know what it's like.
And that's what it was. That was their first win against Melbourne this year.
Yeah.
So like to your point, the grand final experience.
Yeah, that's what they lacked.
Yeah, just the pressure of the moment.
They burst in round one, wasn't it?
Yeah, round one.
They lost 8-0 or something.
And there was another time.
And then they lost 28-22 or something. Home ground.
Like I thought it would be a closer game, but like if I'm being honest,
look, it was very tense. It was very tense. Like people want high scoring grand final, and of course we all want that to make an incredible grand final. But you're looking at one of the two best defensive teams in the comp, two best teams in the comp that are just playing with fire and don't want to concede as many tries if they want any chance of winning it. So it's just been a good grand final.
Let me tell you, it was better than the AFL grand final.
Yeah, that AFL grand final. I watched it. Me, Matthew, and his friends. That grand final was so disappointing, man.
It was.
70 bloody points in the bloody second or third quarter. They just could not do anything. They couldn't figure a way out to get the points back into the game. It was so bad.
Talk about Melbourne. The controversial of that game was that Howell's try.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on?
It was a no try.
No try.
Look,
no try.
I know it's a no try. It's hard to tell, bro. Look, by the evidence, like from both angles, how the bunker was like trying to decide if it was a try or not. But I think he did or didn't. I don't know if
did you see the other angle, but?
Look, it's a hard decision, bro.
No, his hand was on the ball.
Look, I know, but I think he did ground before, but then the hands were like after up. Maybe. Look, I don't know.
I think if the referee had put try, then it would have been given a try.
Yeah.
But you could see the hand was underneath. He never really grounded the ball. Even there was angles of the ball's on the ground, but still there's not enough evidence. You could interpret that as if the ball's up in the air still. Just the shadows.
But if it was on the floor, okay, like if it maybe just touch, okay, maybe it was a try, but I think it's a 50-50 decision.
The initial angle we got of him putting it down, that seemed like it was a try.
Yeah,
and we got the other angle where his like the ball never even came close to the grass.
Look, so it's sort of like that Ben Barber one in 2011. One angle showed it was a try. One angle it was like the ball hadn't even touched the ground.
That's right.
And I think that's the benefit of when the try comes in.
That's what they need.
They should, I think, bring that back because at times like this, you don't know. There's an angle saying it's a try. There's an angle saying no try.
then you
And
get
when
a
the-
But when
Yeah.
the angle that proves it wasn't a try, like it just defeats the whole purpose of it.
But then it's hard
And
because
it's confusing. That's
But
that's
you
a big
just need
question,
one
yeah.
angle to prove it
Yeah.
wrong.
But then the other angle might show something
Other
else.
angle is
Yeah,
like
exactly. That's
other
what's-
angle. It might be. I think it was his arm that. I think it was his arm that was a lighter shade of
Yeah.
color that
yeah.
seemed like it was the ball. So that other angle, which really saved the Penrith Panthers, because if we didn't get that angle, there would have been a lot of controversy around
Exactly.
that try. And then and who knows what the outcome would have been out of that. But that was a definite no try.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
that,
No,
yeah,
it was
it's
a
hard
try.
to tell, but it was confusing for all the Melbourne fans as well because they're trying to say, is that a try or no try?
Bunch of sooks. Even after the game, they were
I
like,
can't say it.
Even,
You know,
even
that's
after
what-
the game, they're like, "Oh, it was a try. We got robbed." Like, shut up! You don't know nothing about getting robbed.
That's why I
Storm,
think-
the Storm Club, nothing but cheaters.
Yeah.
09 proves it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
They
Even
deserve that at
07,
least
I
now.
think.
But
That's what I
let
feel.
us get to the point about the grand final winning streak right now. 4-0. Penrith are too good right now. I think there's got to be one team that has to break that streak.
But will the Penrith Panthers go 5 in a row?
I
That's
don't think
the question.
so.
You never know.
I don't
Look,
think so.
The system, we always say this every
Yeah,
time
yeah.
that every single year we're saying, no, they're not going to do it. They do it. They're
Yeah.
not going to do it. They do it.
Exactly.
And it's the same situation. We're going to say the same thing. They're not going to do it. And potentially they'll make another grand final because of their system.
Yeah.
They're losing a lot of players, crucial players. But
Yep.
I feel they've got Telagi. That's going to take time to gel with Cleary. Because Cleary for the last, I don't know how long he's been working with Luai, and
Since they were the junior system.
yeah, they built
Yeah.
an incredible connection. They've
And
got also
Papali'i as well.
Papali'i, which is a good addition.
Very
So
good signing.
even though they've lost, they've gained, and I just feel the system they have. It's just I feel they could make another grand final.
This year they're
That's how
losing more.
good they are.
This year
They
they're
are,
losing
and
more.
they've
So which
got
will be a
Taruva,
harder test,
Luai.
yeah.
Yeah, it
And
is.
Fisher Harris.
I don't know, man. They could make another grand
Look, yeah,
final.
like I really thought they weren't winning it this year.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know. I did pick them to make the grand final, but I didn't think they'd win.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm done doubting them, man. I think they can go 5.
I reckon they can.
But not with the doggies.
Yeah.
You know, as
Yeah.
good
I
as we're
was
playing
reading
right
the
now,
comments.
I think we're their kryptonite, man.
I hope
When
so.
you got half their players and when you're being called the what do they call us? The Canterbury Panthers.
Panthers.
When you're getting called the Canterbury Panthers and you got half their team,
Yeah.
we're their kryptonite. We could beat them. We only lost by 2 points this year.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is not that bad,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? But
And
I think we can beat them.
I
But
feel next year, I was reading a few comments about Panthers fans. They said their dynasty is going to come to an end soon. And they feel as fans, they'd rather teams that have had a better story like Bulldogs, like Tigers,
Yeah.
who have struggled over the years. They would rather them end the dynasty rather than Melbourne or Broncos and that. Which for me is like, it's a better story to end the dynasty
No, it is, yeah.
than a bigger team that's been experienced in the finals.
It is. And
could you imagine like a filthy rich club like the Roosters?
Yeah, it's-
ending the dynasty
Yeah.
or a Storm. Like it's just.
And
It's not like your Rocky story,
And
the
that would-
underdog
yeah.
story.
And that would continue like the 2017. So from 2017 to 2024, there's only been 3 teams that have won it. So if they win it again, it still remains 3 teams. that
Yeah,
have
yeah,
won
yeah.
it. So you want a different team in there.
This team can go 10 if they want.
Yeah.
With their system, they're just levels above other clubs. No one's on their level in
No
terms
one,
of
no
management,
one.
in terms of everything,
Eh,
the behind the
yeah.
scenes stuff. No one does it like the Penrith Panthers. That's why they've won 4 in a row.
They're just too good, but I think that's why the streak, like how Shovel said, it has to come to an end. Like, and the Penrith fans, like they know they've been there so many times, but you know how Maroons, how they won 8-0 from 2006 to 14. Okay, that's when when Hawkinson broke the streak. This is why we need a different team to break that streak. I hope Canterbury Bulldogs make it next year. I hope Canterbury Bulldogs play better than this year because I know they played well like this year the whole time, but I know the finals was cut short.
If
you know?
Panthers can
it
do
happens,
if
but
Panthers can do a 4-0, what makes them like? Why can't we like think that they can go 5-0? They can go.
Yeah,
that.
they can go more than 5.
I think Telagi, you look at Alamotti, like I said, he joined the club and he performed exceedingly well. And I think that's the same with Telagi. They've got McLean, who I'm pretty sure replaced Taruva next year. He had an incredible season when he came into the squad. So they've got good replacements that, again, with Cleary in their side, anything's possible with that
And
team.
I never bought that thing, Panthers aren't going to be motivated anymore, because when you're training for preseason, you're working your ass off, training hard. When you get to games and get to finals, you want to win it.
of course.
in my soccer, I had won the final, but you want to win it again, and you just want to keep on winning it. So this thing about everyone saying, "Oh, they're not going to be motivated anymore," it's in you. You just want to win trophies. You want to be every team there is.
And especially when you hear the word dynasty, they want to build something. They want to do things that no other team has done.
Exactly.
I think the last team that went 4 in a row,
Dragons.
1960s.
Dragons, yeah.
The one
Something
the team
around
that
that.
went 11 in a
Yeah,
row.
it was Dragons.
So like, I reckon they could beat it, man, if they really wanted to.
And
Wow.
think about it, the players they're losing, the players that are gonna come in, they're gonna be motivated to get their grand final ring.
Yeah.
They're in a team that has won the last 4. So they want to make it as well, another 5th, and get themselves a grand final ring.
All right.
Everyone that's going to join that club has that motivation
And
because they're the best team in the competition
Think
by
about
far.
see it this way: Alamoti's got a ring, but Josh Morris hasn't got a ring.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy,
I know.
eh? Like
best centre.
fair play to him. They
Yeah,
put in
he's
the
got
hard
it,
works
yeah.
and whatever. But these 20-year-olds, 21, 22-year-olds have got 4 premiership rings, or probably 2, or like in Alamonti's
Yeah,
case,
Alamonti's
he got his
got
first
his
one.
first one, yeah.
They got premiership rings before like
Many
Past
greats.
players like
many
Josh
greats, like
Reynolds, Hawkinson,
legends
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Josh,
yeah.
None of them have
like
got
Josh Morris. Like for instance, Josh Morris busted his ass every single year. Played for how many clubs? The Dogs.
He's
and-
played Dragons,
Played for 4
Bulldogs,
teams.
and Roosters. That's it.
So he's played for 4
Sharks.
clubs
And Sharks as
finished his career without even a single premiership, even like Reynolds too.
Yeah.
That's crazy, eh? Like
Yeah.
it's just thinking about it, man. It's upsetting, but like sometimes it's the greatest players that never got the premiership
That's
ring.
right. Yeah,
Now, I've got a question. Is Ivan Cleary the greatest coach ever now?
yeah.
I think
so.
he is.
Yeah,
He's in the conversation.
I think he is.
I think he's the
He's in the
guy.
conversation.
Because Bellamy, Benner have never went a 4-peat. I think Benner has won 3 premierships, as I can remember. I think Bellamy has got 3 to 4. But to do what he's done with a Panther squad like that, from losing it in 2020 and then still having the same squad, building with it, and yeah, he's just an incredible coach. The system, he's lost. Think about it. Webster was his assistant coach, lost that. People thought, oh, that attacking system might, going the drain a bit. Then you got Serralda leaving the club, the best defensive coach, as we can see from the Dogs. They might lose a bit, and they might lose a touch with the system again. But he's proven everyone wrong and has won more
I wouldn't
premierships.
say the greatest to ever do it, but I'll say he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
Not when Bellamy's still there, man.
Yeah,
Bellamy,
Bellamy's
you're
the guy,
talking
yeah.
you're talking over the span of like 20 years. When did the
one
Storm
club.
come in? 1997.
99,
No, I think
19.
Was he
1997.
the inaugural coach, or was it?
No, I think he's been there.
Regardless,
but
he,
he
was,
played- no, but-
he was there, but like with the Cronk, Smith, and Slater era.
Yeah.
They left. Everyone was saying Storms, they're not going to win nothing ever again. They're not going to make finals, grand
they
final.
did.
Look, man, he keeps reproducing them. Same thing as Nathan
Yeah.
Ivan Cleary with the Panthers. So
Yeah.
like, I feel like I wouldn't say he's the greatest. I feel like he has. If he can do like 5, 6 in a row, like
Yeah.
then
Then-
maybe
then
I'd put him above
also-
Bellamy. But
Yeah.
bro, like at this point in time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd say he's level to Bellamy.
Yeah.
I'm not disregarding what Ivan Cleary has done. Incredible. No one can ever do 4P, even regardless of the competition. But maybe, Bellamy is probably just still a bit better because of the competition back then.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
hard
that's
it
right.
was. So many greats in the game. I'm
But-
not saying there's not great players then, but you compare the players now to
Yeah.
back then.
But not only
it's
that,
completely
longevity,
different.
bro, of just the
Yeah.
recycling of players.
Yeah,
Just like he
exactly.
did this in like 4 years, Ivan Cleary, like 5
fair
years.
enough, yeah.
Players
Yeah.
coming in and out. But Bellamy's done it over the span of over a decade.
No,
So,
actually,
like,
2 decades, actually,
it's
20
harder.
years, yeah.
I'm saying it's harder
It
to do
is.
it over that long, that duration than Ivan Cleary did in like 5 years.
But is it harder to do what he's done or winning 4 premierships in a row? Like 4 premierships.
not to discredit him.
no, I'm just saying,
Four
what's
premierships
harder?
is. I feel like it's you could make an argument for both.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's harder in Bellamy's case.
Yeah.
If you say
Because
Ivan-
he lost 3 of these biggest. That's like
Slater,
that's like losing Yo, Cleary, and Luai.
Yeah.
Literally,
or
yeah.
Edwards.
But if you see it, Melbourne did take a dip a bit. Yes, they'll make it
The
finals,
last
but
2
they
years.
weren't the best. Panthers now, you look at them losing players slowly every year, but they're still playing the best. They're still getting to grand finals. They're still winning it. They managed to do that over 4 years.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I think he'll get there eventually. I think he's almost there. Like, I think one more premiership away, he'll be.
Do you ever think there'll be a point where, like, I'm not saying he'd give up or lose motivation, but like maybe he wants to do it on an Origin level. You think Ivan Cleary's next step is to coach Origin or something?
Yeah, I think every coach has an intent and a goal to probably one day coach Origin, because it's another big competition that if you've won it all in the NRL, he's won 4 premierships already. Why not?
Because let me tell you, if he does it in Origin level, greatest coach to ever do it.
100%, yeah.
Bellamy's
But
done it on
Even
Origin
test level too. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I do respect your decision as well. Like, Ivan Cleary, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but Bellamy's been there for 20 years. He started from 97. He used to play for Canberra Raiders back in the days too. But he bring all the best players into the squad, because I remember when he bring Slater came in, Greg Inglis, Isaac, what's that, Izzy Folau? Israel Folau, Brett Kamali, all the old legends. That's why he taught him to become the best players. I remember when Kamali was playing back in 1999 in the grand final, bro, he played so phenomenal as well. But then when it came to Cronk, Slater, and Smith, you're talking about the three best players of all time.
That's what I'm
Even
saying,
Bellamy
yeah.
has,
Yeah.
I think it was 06, 7, 08, 09. He made 4 grand finals.
Four
in a
grand
row.
finals, yeah.
Even previously, recently, it was, I think, let me remember, keep talking.
Bellamy-
Yeah,
He's
but
good at-
06 he lost against Broncos. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Did he make
06.
it? He made it 17.
And 7, that's
Yeah,
right.
17.
16.
Yeah, 16, 17, 20.
And 20, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, because 06 they lost against Broncos. 07 they won against Manly. I remember that.
And 2012 they made it.
So in
2012,
the-
yes.
In the last 7 grand finals, he's won 3. And
Yeah.
he
Which is still not bad.
And he's always in the
Still good,
final
but still
series,
good.
man.
And he's coached New South Wales as well.
And he produces
Craig Bellamy.
very good players. Like when he brings a player, he knows what to do with them. Like when
Yeah,
Sam
Bellamy has done
Cassiana had
incredible.
went into the Storms, he made him lose the way, made him a fit player. So
And credit
I
to
reckon
him, yeah.
player management, he's probably one of the best,
Yeah,
getting the
yeah.
best out of each player. When Gareth Widdop was there, that's why the Dragons wanted him. Gareth Widdop became a very good player. So yeah, I think probably when it comes to building players, Craig Bellamy is the best.
And we have
at
to
it.
remember, I think Melbourne have never got knocked out of a final, have they? Have always made finals.
No, they've always made finals, but they
when
did.
they got cheated or
Oh,
something.
No,
maybe
no,
the
no.
2010
Yeah,
season.
I think they got
yeah.
knocked out against Dogs back in 2014.
Yeah, but they
No,
haven't
I'm
missed the
saying
finals.
missed the
missed the
finals.
No, we
finals.
knocked off Penrith that year.
And Melbourne.
Yeah, and Melbourne
you're
too.
talking
So
about previously,
Melbourne
yeah.
and Penrith at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. But how about, speaking of GOATs, Nathan Cleary, is he the greatest of all time after this grand final win?
Soon. I'll say soon.
It's
What
not
does he- what does he
there
have
yet,
to
but
do?
maybe soon.
I think
I'll agree
the
with that.
only thing he needs to do is do an Origin level. I think he's been good, but he hasn't been exceptional well in Origin level. So if he can get that, if he can be the main star in Origin, I think
I think to
it'll
become
be
the
good.
greatest player, you got to have longevity. Like you got to be sustainable, and he's done it for started 2017 or 2018, and he's been doing it for almost, I think, like say 6 years.
7 years,
So
I'll
he
say.
has to keep on going because we can't. Yes, he's got 4 premiership rings, and already one premiership ring is enough to say you're the best.
Yeah.
In which was Jonathan Thurston's case, but he has 4. So yes, you can say he's the best already, but if he can just continue that and just keep on playing footy, rack up the most points, rack up the most games in the NRL,
He'll be
then
the best
that
very
starts to
soon.
slowly put him
Yeah.
into the
Very
GOAT.
soon he'll
But
be
I
the
reckon
best.
he's top 3 right now.
Yeah, if we're comparing him to Joey Johns, who a lot of people regard as the greatest of all time, but I think Nathan Cleary is the greatest right now.
He-
4 premierships, hasn't done on Origin level, which I think he still needs to prove himself on Origin level. But I would say Nathan Cleary has 5 premiership rings because let's
Yeah.
double it from last year's one.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
he saved his team from a grand final loss. So I'm saying and this guy's only 27. 27 or 28?
20s,
27.
27, yeah.
27. Only 27, bro. Like, to be that great at this age, fuck, man. Do you reckon he needs a Dally M medal?
Yeah, and he needs that too.
He needs that.
Probably next year, I'll
As
say.
I said I don't think he needs a Dally M to be the best because we know he is the best.
Yeah.
But again, it would be nice to have on his resume.
On his
as you
resume,
said.
yeah.
And you know what? I don't know if I said on the podcast. Phil Gould actually said it. It's always has stuck in my mind since he said it. He said on the Channel 9 show, 6 Tackles with Gus. He's saying he's looking at the graph between all the legends of the past, Joey Johns, Thurston, and whatever, their trajectory over their as they
think I saw
age
that.
throughout their career, bro. Apparently, like at this point, he found it was very unique for Nathan Cleary to be like where he is right now on the graph at only 27 years of age. Gus is like the best is yet to come for this guy. This guy could become better than Thurston, better than Joey Johns
He will,
by the
he
time
will
he's
be.
like 30 and by the time it's all said and done.
Just think
So
about
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, Cherry
Crazy.
Evans is what 36, 37.
36.
So he's got probably if Cleary his injury record can improve from now on, he can play another 10 years, man. And who knows what he can do?
Bro,
by
this
then.
guy's gonna win 10 premierships,
Yeah.
Dally M medal. He would have done on Origin level by then too, because bro, he's got about how long left now to the end of his career? Like say 10 years.
Because
Yeah.
even if
Yeah,
Panthers
he'll
don't-
get it in that time.
If Panthers don't make grand final next year, they're gonna win more.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
they're
Yeah,
gonna
But
win
wasn't
more
it,
and
they
more.
were saying about the conversation about Nathan might go to Super League next year if there was talks
I heard
about
that,
it.
but
He's
they
going to do it
cancelled
after Origin. After he does it on Origin level.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
he can
If
go.
he does win another premiership next year, then maybe he'll go to Super
No,
League.
I
yeah.
see him going to Super League at the end of his career. NRL is where you want to play. And I
Yeah.
think
Well, I think he's done enough for
but
premiership,
still,
but
like
maybe
NRL
another year. Or I don't know.
But
We'll have to
say
wait and see.
Say he wins at Origin. He's the dominant factor in that Origin series win. Already did on the test Australian test level. Has done on club level. What has he got left to do?
I just think it's too young for him to go to Super
But if you
League.
want, but don't forget Mary Fowler is over
I know,
there.
he's-
That's a big
That's
factor
a big
too.
Yeah,
factor
exactly.
he might want to do. But then again, like, look, I think he's done 4 premierships now. And I already know in his head he wants another one.
100%.
They want more. You just
They're hungry
never want
for
to
it. That's what it is. It's all about
if
hunger.
they lose next year, they don't get the premiership. In their mind, okay, we got to get it the next year.
The year after, yeah.
When you have 4, like just in your mind, 4's not enough. You want 5, you want 6, because at the rate they're
Yeah.
going, they can get there.
Or
So-
let's see how much of a simp Nathan Cleary is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
We're gonna see.
if he's moving for his girl, and hey, if someone's giving you that big paycheck, because I think they pay bigger over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
So
pay
like,
double the money.
if they
yeah.
want his services and his girls over there,
his
why
experience
not?
too, yeah.
And he's already done on you know, say at that point Origin level and club level and whatever. Like, yeah, why not?
Of course, why not? Yeah.
But is that a
That's
wrap up
it.
for it,
That's
boys?
2024
Is this our
NRL.
last league talk edition?
Yeah, it is.
It might be. It might be.
It might be, yeah.
If
But
we
if
do
there's any
upload,
news,
yeah.
if there's any news coming out, we'll
If there's
say
any
it
news,
straight
I
away.
reckon we just do a normal like YouTube.
Yeah,
video.
yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah. I
Pops
don't
up,
think-
we do news and all
Yeah,
that.
say like there's a big scandal. There's
Yeah,
about
that's
10
a
scandals
good
that
video.
week. Then maybe we might
Yeah,
release
video.
another
Yeah,
episode.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, guys, if you're new here, hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. Thanks for coming along. If this is the last episode, thanks for watching the League Talk editions for all this time. You know, we're not going to stop making the Touchline podcast for towards the end of the year up until footy season. We're still going to do the wrestle talks, the combat talks,
UFC
football talk.
live streaming.
So
So,
it's
if you want to tell them the live
now
stream,
we're talking about the
Yeah.
podcasting. So that the podcasting hasn't stopped. It's not going to stop. But the league talk has most likely stopped for this year. So guys, yeah, again, if you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.